So this is what you asked about. Okay. So the surface that we choose makes a big difference. So this, and these were all done with the Archival inks and rubbing alcohol. Okay. So the thing you always want to remember is Archival is a waterproof ink. So if I try to mix water with this, it's never going to work. This has to be used with rubbing alcohol, and I like 91% for my techniques. For a store owner, for just a clean stencil, 70% will work just fine. Okay, so the surface, like I said, is going to make a huge difference. So I'm going to use the new Acorn ink, and I'm going to add watering can. And you could do this with reinkers too, and if you do that, you only want to use one drop because the reinkers are really concentrated. All right, so in this bottle I have 91% rubbing alcohol, and I'm going to mist this onto my Archival ink. Those little dots, if I don't dilute those enough, those are going to transfer to my paper, so I'll just take a palette knife and just kind of make sure that the alcohol is blended in here. So the one thing you want to remember, the specialty stamping paper has this really nice coating on it, and what happens is it does not allow the fluid to soak through. So I don't need a whole lot of alcohol with this technique. If I do the same technique on a different surface, you'll see a whole different result. So I'll just pick up the ink and then start drying it. So right now it doesn't look like too much. As the alcohol dries off, you get really cool results. Everything, it's going to be different every single time. If you want drips, you can hold it up. You're going to get really cool drips. You can mist it with alcohol while you're drying it if you want to. But this is gray and brown, what you would think would be a yuck color, and it's perfect every time. And the thing that I really especially like about the specialty stamping paper, if you have people who do art journaling, when you turn it over, this I just set in here, but the fluid does not soak through to the back. So if I have an art journal page and I'm going to turn this over, I don't have to worry about any colors that soaked through, so I can have a clean start. So that's what it looks like on specialty stamping paper. Okay, if I do the exact same colors, so this is going to be watering can again, and I use Acorn. This time I'm going to use a heavy stock tag. I'm going to use rubbing alcohol, and the thing you want to remember here now is this is going to absorb all that fluid, so I'm going to need a little bit more alcohol if I want to completely cover the tag. This is all pretty mixed up, but you can mix up the colors that way. As soon as I set this in, you'll see that that ink is all going to absorb into the tag. So at this point you think, okay, the ink has soaked through and it's probably going to ruin the tag, and it doesn't. Because alcohol was used and not water, the alcohol has never harmed any paper. I specifically tried to look for cardstock or something that it would ruin, and it doesn't. It's awesome.
It just evaporates when you dry it.
Right. And it does not harm any paper fibers that I've ever found. So same exact colors, but look at the difference in the what it looks like. And again, I'll let you see this once I dry it. Sometimes it's really kind of funny because this is so pretty, and when you turn it over, sometimes you get a yuck back, and sometimes it's really pretty. But there's the difference. Same exact colors, but the surface makes a big difference. First of all, I did this on white. So these are translucent ink, so the true color is going to show up here. This was done more on a yellowish, so it's going to have a little bit different colors to it. So now back to this one here. If we want to add more detail to the background and make the background more interesting, rubbing alcohol is going to lighten up this ink. If I try to do it with water, it's a waterproof ink, so water will not touch it. It'll just bead up and sit there. So if I put my stencil on here, I have the option to spray rubbing alcohol over the top of this, but the more controlled way to do it is to put some on your craft sheet. Use the blending tool, and you don't want it super saturated. And then you want to just swipe through the stencil. So this is a specialty stamping paper. This is going to look a little bit different than the tag we just did. And then just pick it up. And you'll see as it dries, it's going to lift that ink off of there. There's my pattern right there. So not as dramatic as this, but still really cool because it added something good to your background. So I think for mixed media, super cute. And the darker it is, the more it's going to show up. But I think you have better results with the blending tool, but you certainly can spray through it too.